In 2005, the movie V for Vendetta premiered, a film set in an alternative version of London after a world war. A dystopian reality in which people live under a fascist and dictatorial government that controls society in its entirety. But there exists a vigilante who goes against this government. What was once seen as just another comic book film, considered by some critics as a failure, became a symbol of struggle and freedom, inspiring anti-system groups such as Anonymous. Today, we're going to take a look at V for Vendetta and discover the story hidden within it. The movie begins by presenting us a dystopian England controlled by a dictatorial regime called Norse Fire. It shows us how the citizens are under a strict curfew in which they have to be in their homes by nightfall. The people are monitored at all time. This regime is unquestionable and maintains control of all media. Anyone who questions this government is arrested or killed. Similar harsh consequences are given to those who break the rules. Society lives in fear, but there is one who isn't afraid to break the rules, and that is V. This masked vigilante transcends the fear imposed by the government. The first time V put on his mask, he stopped being a man and became an idea. Quoting JFK, "A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on." This is the pillar of V's entire purpose. V does not fight for his honor, name, or his life. He fights for his ideals. This totalitarian regime survives thanks to the control they have over the people, a control based on fear. But this vigilante is not afraid of the government. He is a defender of democracy, and above all, he is a revolutionary. While other men in London are subjected to the government for fear of losing their lives, V would rather die before becoming a slave to a corrupt government. The goal of this vigilante was to awaken the frightened citizens, to break the control that the regime had over them so they could finally be free. The film also centers around Evie, played by Natalie Portman. In the film, Evie is arrested and subjected to physical and psychological torture. But later in the film, it is revealed that it was V who kidnapped her. V submitted her to this torture in order to liberate her from fear. V represents an idea, not an individual. We now understand why this mask is usually used by activist groups that fight against governments that repress human rights. Groups such as Anonymous. But this mask originated from an actual historical event. On November 5th, 1606, a man named Guy Fawkes was arrested and convicted of high treason for the attempt on the life of King James and the House of Lords. Guy and a group of English Catholics were against the measures imposed by the royal family, which were severe and repressive against the people. Fawkes, among others, stored 36 barrels of gunpowder in the cellar under the Parliament, with the intention of detonating them once the Lords have gathered, including the king. But the attack was unsuccessful because someone betrayed the cause. A letter was sent to the authorities warning of the coup that was being plotted against the House of Lords. A search was ordered and Guy was found with the barrels of gunpowder. After being arrested, he was tortured in order to extract information, but he did not disclose the names of his companions, and he was sentenced to death by hanging. Physically weakened, Guy was helped up the ladder towards the noose of the rope. However, either by choice or accident, Guy fell off the ladder, breaking his neck on impact. On the 5th of November of each year, bonfires are lit in remembrance of the failed attempt by Guy Fawkes. Even though the government was successful in stopping him and making an example out of him, his legacy continues to this day. His influence has increased, becoming a symbol of the struggle against oppression. It is for this reason that V for Vendetta has had such an impact on our current society and has inspired people to wear his mask and confront their governments. Because individuals can be stopped, but their ideals cannot. Anonymous, on the other hand, does not have a fixed structure or named leader. It is rather a unity of people with the same ideals. The use of this mask is a symbol, a symbol that represents something more than themselves. This is why, at the end of the film, when Evie is asked who was V, she answers that V was all of us. The film's philosophy has made thousands of people reflect, and thanks to this message, it has united people to achieve change in their countries, proving that a work of fiction can indeed achieve real change in humanity. Tell me what you think about V for Vendetta and its philosophy. Do you agree that the people should not fear the government, but that the government should fear them? Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, assume nothing and question everything.